Jumbo, fellow adventurers, time for another spiritual tune-up. Thank you for your questions down below on Facebook and or Instagram. This is time every day, 5 days a week, when I try to put some meaning and traction to otherwise lofty ideas that are not always so crystal clear. Yet life is the ultimate knowable, and if we ask the hard questions, as you'll see in today's Q&A, we can find the answers. So today's question summarized the key to rebounding from anything. Specifically, I've been through so much drama and trauma, Mike. I feel fatally flawed. Can you give me hope? I think we all scrape the bottom of the barrel at one point or another, maybe multiple times in our lives. I certainly have. And I can really resonate with the questioner. I can remember a time in my life 2 decades ago when I would literally look around the world that I inhabited, whether I was out running errands or in a grocery store, and see people smiling. And I would wonder if I would ever be happy again. My heart was broken. My business was in sad shape. I had no idea what I would do with the rest of my life, and I was weeks away from turning 40. That would scare you. But boy, did I find that the best was yet to come. And here is the key. While you may not be able to understand what you've just been through, why you went through it, nor your role in its creation, because you had one, you can still, nevertheless, always understand the nature of reality. It is the ultimate knowable. It is simple. It is benign. It is friendly. It is loving. Contrary to appearances, it's on your side, and so is time. Dig within. Go there. Get to know life. Start knowing life. How do you know life? Well, you're doing something right now watching this, but better than watching me is create some stillness and some peace from time to time throughout every day and ask the big questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing with my life? And how can I change things? And the answers will be drawn to you. Not in that second, maybe not with words that they're dressed up in, but as feelings, as hunches, and you will inevitably be able to connect some dots and realize the patently obvious, that life is beautiful and filled with intelligence and meaning. It's not an accident. There is a mind, if you will, that set it all into place. There couldn't be such beauty, splendor, serendipities, miracles, consciousness, period, without intelligence. And you are of that intelligence. You have to be. You didn't come from some goop out in the shed in the back of God's 40 acres. You are of God, by God, pure God. There's no other explanation. And that means you're here by choice, God's choice. That means you are who God most wanted to be. That means you are who you most wanted to be. And you wouldn't have come here if you couldn't ultimately soar. You knew there'd be lessons. You knew you'd fall down. That's okay. It's all happening in the palm of God's hand. But you knew you would always have the ability to get back up. And you don't have to explain what you've been through to otherwise see these truths, to understand that your power comes from your focus, to understand that everything is here for you, to understand that you ordain all that has ever happened to you in your life. Then, like me, 20 years ago, you might say, I don't know how the hell I created this mess, but I know my thoughts become things. I know that there are good things waiting for me. I know I can move forward with baby steps in the dark down sucky dirt paths and be transformed. And good God Almighty, does it happen? And I am not the only success story. There are countless millions, billions out there. And you don't have to go rock the world. You don't have to go save humanity. You don't have to do anything other than put a smile on your own face. And sometimes the best way to do that is help somebody else put a smile on their face. It's so easy. The best things in life are free, but that doesn't limit you to the cheap stuff. You can have abundance and luxury and opulence. There's nothing unspiritual about that. So if you've been through something painful, if you've been through something difficult, if you wonder what's wrong with you, chuck it out the window. Begin with today. Then one day you can look back over your shoulder and say, what was that mess all about? What did I ever do to create that bag of garbage? And if you're like me, you'll look back and you won't even be able to find the so-called train wreck. You'll see that there was divine order. For me, I look back and the dark night of my soul was the beginning of my greatest dreams coming true. But in the commotion, I couldn't see it. I couldn't even feel it. Everything looked bad. I felt totally broken, leading one to normally draw the conclusion, I'm fatally flawed. Life sucks. I'm an idiot. It won't work for me. I'm getting too old. I've been there. I've done that. You're not too old. You're watching this. The best is yet to come. And one more little caveat. When you're connecting those dots and you're understanding the nature of reality, and you realize you are of God, by God, that you're here by choice, that you can change your circumstances, that happiness is only a thought and a few manifestations away, then I want you to understand, this is a tough one, that the way to get full power on is to accept full responsibility for everything that has ever happened to you. Everything that has ever happened to you. You do not have to explain it. That's the key. You do not have to explain it. I don't know why I would have created that. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened in a past life. I don't know why at 4 years old I got thrown under the bus. But I had a role in it. It's playing itself out for me. And I can live deliberately and create consciously from this point forward, full power restored. If you have one iota of a thought that says wacky, crappy things could happen to anybody for no good reason, then those things will happen to you. So get rid of it. I create it. I'll create it all. I'll understand the past when the time is right. Now I understand the nature of reality. Let's get it on. All right, everybody. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for the engagement and for the stars on Facebook and for the waves and the smiles. Thank you for sharing these videos. I would also like to tell you today's the last day for 50% off Playing the Matrix for Relationships. My story is a doozy. I met my wife in Mexico. Didn't know she'd be my wife. She was in the audience. She spoke no English. I spoke no Spanish. Happily ever after with a 6-year-old daughter. Let me share with you what I did, what I avoided, how to leverage the universe and engage the magic for the most rocking relationship of your life. Could be the one you're already in. You can take it up a few degrees. Adios, amigos. Thanks for letting me do this. Lots of love from Orlando, Florida, to Patricia and Keiko and Nancy and Mike. Glad you're here on Facebook. And Layla and Janine and Viviana and Jean and all of my friends on Instagram. Adios.